come together. We'll show them all that we can play. It's a time for us to come together. Come together. Now, this is a moment. All the roads lead here, so come and play. Sing notre moment. Tous en même endroit, alors venez et jouez. Everybody's here. Ensemble, tout le monde, rassemblons-nous, rassemblons-nous, tous ensemble, tout le monde, faisons entendre notre voix. Come on, venez, come on, venez, come on, come on, venez, come on, venez, come on. Come on, baby, come on, come on, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, come on, come on. Come together, everyone. Celebrate, we'll all be part of something great. It's a time for us to come together. All roads lead to this special place. We'll show them all that we can play. It's a time for us to come together. It's a time for us to come together. Come together, come together.
We acknowledge that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the traditional and ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people. We recognize the peace and friendship treaties signed between the British Crown and the Mi'kmaq from 1760 to 1769. We are all treaty people, and we have rights and responsibilities as Mi'kmaq and settlers alike. Bienvenue aux Jeux autochtones de l'Amérique du Nord 2023. Welcome to the 2023 North American Indigenous Games and to the opening ceremony presented by Destination Indigenous. And now, please welcome the athletes of the 2023 North American Indigenous Games. Des athlètes de toute l'Amérique du Nord se sont réunis en 2017 à Toronto, en Ontario. To begin our parade of athletes, we welcome the hosts of the 2017 North American Indigenous Games, Team Ontario, Équipe Ontario. British Columbia, équipe Colombie-Britannique. Californie. Team Colorado, équipe Colorado. Team Connecticut, équipe Connecticut. Équipe La Porte de l'Est et le Nord. Team Eastern Door and the North. Ceremony. Team Maine, équipe Maine. Team Manitoba, équipe Manitoba. Minnesota, équipe Minnesota. Team New Brunswick, équipe Nouveau-Brunswick. Team Newfoundland and Labrador, équipe Terre-Neuve et Labrador. Territories, équipe Territoire du Nord-Ouest. Team Nunavut, équipe Nunavut. Team Prince Edward Island, équipe Île du Prince-Édouard. Team Saskatchewan, équipe Saskatchewan. Wisconsin, équipe Wisconsin. Yukon, équipe Yukon. Province, Team Nova Scotia, équipe Nouvelle-Écosse. athlètes des Jeux autochtones de l'Amérique du Nord 2023. Veuillez accueillir notre prochain artiste. Mi'kmaq singer-songwriter drives the common man.
Make some noise, NAIG 2023! All I got is night vision. Let me see those hands. Everybody, come on. I got scratches and scars you can see from the stars. Won't you look for a moment? I'm not trading loud nights with the lights that illuminate the sights of forgotten things. Jaws locked and so is the door. No time for rest, so I'll go back for more. My bed's not around, so I'll sleep on the floor. So used to waking up tired and sore. Let's go! Still caught up in the fiction of life without a mission. But the days are so long and the sun is so bright. All I got is night vision. Thought I wouldn't miss it, but I'm trying to resist it. When my days are so wrong and I'm feeling so high, all I got is night vision. Make some noise, Halifax, how you guys feeling? I don't really like you, that's just from the drink. You should stay home or that's just what I think. I see the stuff under your nose, is that why you're not blinking? Let me see those hands again! All I ask is to sing with me, and all you ask was to guarantee that I won't look back on all that I believe. Let's go! Still caught up in the fiction of life without a mission. But the days are so long and the sun is so bright. All I got is night vision. Thought I wouldn't miss it, but I'm trying to resist it. When my days are so wrong and I'm feeling so high, all I got is night vision. Still caught up in the fiction of life without a mission. But the days are so long and the sun is so bright. All I got is night vision. Thought I wouldn't miss it, but I'm trying to resist it. When my days are so wrong and I'm feeling so high, all I got is night vision. One last time, let's see those hands. We'll dance to forget about tomorrow, drinking everything from someone else's bottle, thinking that we'll never make it to the bottom. Make it to the bottom, make it to the bottom. How are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling? Dance to forget about tomorrow, drinking everything from someone else's bottle, thinking that we'll never make it to the bottom. All I got is night vision. Thank you very much, guys. I'm Drives the Common Man. Walalio.
Et maintenant, veuillez accueillir, please welcome, Grand Chief of the Mi'kmaq Grand Council, Norman Sillyboy.
Tilazung tio, emsit, emodio, Mi'kmaqi. Ni na jisakamaw, Norman Sillyboy, which are 10th down Wyoming, emsit, down Mi'kmaqi, 7 districts, Chilida. I'd like to welcome everybody in our traditional unceded and ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq. As Grand Chief of the Mi'kmaq Nation. I firmly believe in continuing to acknowledge our traditional ancestral homeland, which comprised of 7 provinces, 7 districts: Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Gaspé-Pincha of Quebec, and parts of the states of Maine. But to us, Mi'kmaq is known Mi'kmaqi. I'm Gisamo Norman Silboy, leader of our traditional government called the Santa Mayomi. Mi'kmaq Grand Council represents 7 districts, the land where our ancestors lived and thrived over 10,000 years. My bloodline goes back 125 years as part of the Grand Council. Since my grandfather, Gabriel Silboy, was first elected in 1918, I was appointed Grand Chief of Sakamo of the Mi'kmaqi, the Grand Council, in 2019, over 101 years after my grandfather was chosen as being Grand Chief for our nation. It is a great pleasure I'm here today to welcome you all in the North American Indigenous Games 2023. From across vast territory of the Turtle Island, I'm pleased to have a huge event in this Mi'kmaqi and host people from all the corners and the coast. This is the first hopeful challenges we have to bring in the game on the Eastern Coast. I'd like to acknowledge all the dignitaries joining us here today. It is my honor and pleasure to honor our Prime Minister of Canada is here today. And his 80-year-old son, Senator MP Jamie Battist, Senator P.J. Prosper, all the chief and council of Mi'kmaqi. As Indigenous people of Canada, our way of life has been constantly attacked and impacted since the arrival of settlers over 500 years ago, and eventually was replaced by foreign powers, which were totally different from our ways, what we knew. Our powers of traditional way were all ignored. Our territory, our nation was strong for thousands of years. We needed all was provided from the Creator. We lived by the principle, only take what you need. Our nation worked together, united as one. Our teachings were strong. Our families were healthy, living substantially. It was the vision to have Mi'kmaq united again, to see all the Indigenous brothers and sisters here today working together, thriving again. We have all long challenges yet. I believe we have the path of healing and hope all the Indigenous communities are one day restored with all one. My ultimate goal is to work and promote unity and strength so our nations could be healthy again. My grandfather believed in that our nation is rich if our nation is healthy. Our treaties are sacred. They are powerful. We know they've been held in our territory in the highest court of Canada, even though higher, as it written in our creation, that as long as the sun shines and the moon rises and the river flows, my grandfather and uncle always talked about the importance of language. If a foreign French lose their language, they go back to France to learn it. If the Chinese lose their language, they will go back to China to relearn it. If the Indigenous people locally Mi'kmaq lose their language, where will we go? Sadly, nowhere. This is why our language is so important to protect and preserve. Being able to express our thoughts and beliefs make our language a crucial part of our cultural identity. If you lose the language the Creator gave you, you aren't able to speak from your heart. As our language has our beliefs, our faith, our prayers, our stories. Language is our history, the government, the Grand Council. Language is culture and arts. Language is teachings. Language is our laws. Our laws. Language is part of past, present, and future. This is our words of our language are powerful and descriptive. Our words are built in the meanings and graphic locations. Our language is a key part of our grandparents, parents, and our children to generation to generation over past 15,000 years. You cannot pass down the teaching, especially with oral teaching, without our language. Our language is embedded, everything in our language. I urge you all, take part of your identity as Indigenous people. Take time to learn the language. If you are so lucky to have speakers in your life, now I'd like to take time to offer prayers to all the participants of NAIG 2023. I give you welcome, but I pray to the Creator for this day. This event, pray to you to watch over 5,000 plus athletes, coaches, teams, staff, volunteers, as they take part in various sports. I humble to ask your protection and watch over them. I pray they will keep close to their heart the spirit of positive competition. Remain mindful for our ancestors' 7 teachings, traditional teachings of bravery, honesty, love, respect, truth, and humility. I pray everyone representing their territories with pride and fairness, and allow 7 teachings to guide them through these events and games, instill their sportsmanship and fair play. Creator, may you keep the young athletes safe from harm and injury as they partake in the events of the 2023 North American Games. Throughout the 9-day events, they will compete and find success in their respectable categories. I pray to keep their families safe as they travel here during their visits, and then when they travel back. Nadliash Walalio. Thank you.
The Mi'kmaq Nation Grand Council flag is the flag of the Mi'kmaq Nation. As a legacy of the 2023 North American Indigenous Game, the Grand Council flag will now hang in each of the competition venues, including here in the Scotiabank Centre. Carrying the flag is Grand Captain Ondale Denny, and please welcome to sing the Mi'kmaq Honor Song, Michael R. Denny, Levi Herney, Corey Julian, and Brian Knockwood.
Nega mas don, que bona marote ne.
All living things on earth have a spirit. Every aspect of life is connected to one another. It's time to lift our spirits. It's time to reconnect. It's time to take a seat at our table for the North American Indigenous Games. The celebration is coming to Nova Scotia, where our hearts are big, arms are open, and spirits are strong. Sport and culture allow us to show the collective potential of our bodies, minds, spirit, and of our people. Join more than 5,000 young athletes from over 750 Indigenous nations across Turtle Island as they come together to learn, share, and grow. The 2023 North American Indigenous Games welcomes everyone. Let your spirit out to play. Chilasi.
We're saving you a seat.
And now, please stand, if you are able, for the singing of the national anthem of the United States of America. Si vous le pouvez, veuillez vous lever pour l'hymne national des États-Unis d'Amérique. Please welcome Emma Stevens.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing, if you are able, for the national anthem of the host country, Canada. Si vous le pouvez, veuillez rester debout pour l'hymne national du pays hôte, le Canada. Please welcome Glenn Johnson, who will sing the anthem in French, Mi'kmaq, and English.
Ô Canada, terre des nos aïeux, ton front naissant des florins glorieux. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, upway ule qui sort, Miguel, west away. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, amque uleg gisa.
Et maintenant, Veuillez accueillir le Premier ministre du Canada. Please welcome the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau.
Hello, my friends. We have been waiting for this moment. We've been waiting for this moment a long time after the 2020 edition of the North American Indigenous Games had to be postponed because of the pandemic. So it feels incredibly great to be here together in person for the opening of this outstanding event today. Grand Chief Syliboy, Premier Houston, Mayor Savage, Ambassador Cohen, and mostly all the amazing athletes, coaches, elders, and everyone from across the country and across the continent, thank you for making this event possible. Je veux aussi saluer le président des Jeux de 2023, Tex Marshall, et je tiens à remercier nos hôtes, la municipalité régionale d'Halifax et la Première Nation Millbrook. Je suis très heureux d'être accompagné des ministres Saint-Onge, Fraser, Petitpas-Taylor et des autres membres de notre équipe ici en Nouvelle-Écosse. I want to acknowledge that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the traditional and ancestral unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Thank you for your incredibly warm welcome onto this territory. This is the first time that the Games are being held here in Mi'kma'ki. Et c'est la première fois que les Jeux autochtones de l'Amérique du Nord seront tenus en 3 langues, le français, l'anglais et le Mi'kmaq. Le sport, c'est quelque chose de très puissant parce que ça rassemble les gens. Le sport apprend aux jeunes la persévérance et l'esprit d'équipe. It was very important for our government to provide funding to support the 2023 North American Indigenous Games. First, because it is part of our commitment to implement the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's calls to action. But also because we know that when young people participate in sports, they're often healthier and do better in school, and through tournaments and leagues and events like these, you can connect with each other as strong Indigenous young people from across Turtle Island and know that you are here, and you are strong, and you are loud. Aujourd'hui, plus de 756 nations autochtones célèbrent, échangent et renouent les liens grâce au sport et à la culture. Les Jeux compte plus de 3000 bénévoles. Il va y avoir des compétitions dans 16 sports, y compris des sports traditionnels autochtones comme la crosse en enclos, le tir à l'arc 3D et le canoë-kayak. Des événements comme celui-ci rendent nos communautés et notre avenir plus forts. But of course, the last few years have made it very plain to all Canadians what Indigenous peoples already knew about residential schools and colonial policies tried to accomplish: the erasure of Indigenous identity, culture, and strength. But no longer can Canadians say they didn't know. This knowledge, this understanding that reconciliation is the business not just of governments and Indigenous peoples, but of all who share this land, is now something that more and more people understand from coast to coast to coast. This understanding is bringing about an era where we continue our work together as partners to promote and celebrate Indigenous identity, culture, and strength, and make right the wrongs of the still too recent past. You are here, young, strong Indigenous leaders, as the inheritors of a legacy of colonialism, of assimilation, of policies in Canada and in the United States that tried to erase your language, erase your culture, erase your identities. And you are still here, and you are still strong. And I know that whether you're from California or from Maine, from Newfoundland and Labrador, British Columbia, from Nunavut, from the Northwest Territories, from the Yukon, you know the legacy of residential schools. You've lived it every time you see the sadness in your grandparents' eyes, in the frustration that your parents feel because they can't speak their grandparents' language. And you are stepping up to reclaim that identity, to speak your language, to celebrate your cultures, to understand your traditions, to be the strong leaders of today and tomorrow that this country and this world needs. We are in a time right now where climate change, conflict, greed, divisions are tearing our civilizations apart, and Indigenous knowledge and understanding, how to respect the earth, how to take what you need, how to share, how to be open, how to be understanding of your role as stewards of the future. This is a lesson not just needed by Indigenous people, but by everyone on this planet right now. And your voices in the coming years, in the coming generations, are more important than ever before. So yes, over the coming week, we will be celebrating your athletic achievements. We will be celebrating the wonderful competitions and the camaraderie that happens at these games. But mostly, we will be celebrating the strength, the power, the achievements, and the presence and identity and culture and the future you represent. That is what we are here for. That is why we celebrate. That's why these games are so important. That's why we look forward to the future as partners with optimism and so much excitement. Merci beaucoup, mes amis. Thank you so much. Welalin.
We want people to see our culture. We want people to understand who we are.
From coast to coast, there's so many different Indigenous people, and they really have their own stories to tell.
There's so many different elements that draw you to Indigenous tourism.
It's a culture that more people need to know.
Now is the time to celebrate our connection to this beautiful, vast country.
It's pretty incredible.
It's like the real, true Canadian experience.
It's time to celebrate the story, history, and dance of the Mi'kmaq people. C'est le temps de célébrer l'histoire, le récit et la danse du peuple Mi'kmaq. Please welcome Michael Ardeni and the dancers of the Gojua.
Walaliag. Thank you very much. Everybody, you guys all each have a jigamakan with your head. You guys are using as fans. This is our traditional instrument we call a jigamakan. So I want everybody, when I'm singing this song, I want everybody to be drumming with me. And at the end of the song, I'm going to say daho. Everybody's going to yell daho. Ebitut, ebitut. Goju, and na 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 gejua, hey 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 na da ho, da ho, da ho, da ho. All right, we are calling on all our guys. A big round of applause again for our women Gojua dancers. Hey, here we go. Ragedo, Eduina, do Guedo, Eduina, do Guedo, Eduina, do Guedo, Eduina, do Guedo, Eduina, oh Guedo, Eduina. How about one more big round of applause here, ladies and gentlemen, for all our Gojua dancers. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Morgan Tony.
Now to Duskido, he's a Wisteriago. 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 Jua, hinna go jua, hinna go jua, hinna genua, hinna genua, hinna genua, hinna genua, hinna go jua, hinna. Tropicaci, gentessameci, sucquaci. Navigaci, gentessameci, sucquaci. Tropicaci, gentessameci, sucquaci. Now, Chitasquino, he's a Wisteriago. Chitasquino, he's a Wisteriago. Chitasquino, he's a Wisteriago. Chitasquino, he's a Wisteriago. Jua, hinna go jua, hinna go jua, hinna genua. Hinna genua, hinna genua, hinna genua, hinna go jua, hinna go jua, hinna go jua, hinna go jua, hinna genua, hinna genua, hinna genua, hinna genua, hinna go jua, hinna. jua, and I go jua, and I go jua, and I get wa, and I get wa, and I get wa, and I get wa, and I go jua, and I go jua, and I go jua, and I go jua, and I get wa, and I get wa, and I get wa, and I get wa, and I go jua, and I go jua, and I go jua, and I go jua, and I get wa, and I get wa, and I get wa, and I get wa, and I go jua, and I. Well, Alio.
When we talk about reconciliation in Canada, Indigenous tourism opens up a platform to bridge that gap together.
It's allowing us to build confidence. It's allowing us to get out into our territories. It's allowing us to find who we are again.
Indigenous tourism is about bringing that culture not only to the rest of Canada, but to the rest of the world.
Nous avons une histoire à raconter. C'est une occasion de montrer au monde qui nous sommes vraiment. D'un bout à l'autre du Canada, il existe une riche histoire autochtone. C'est le patrimoine de notre pays. Des communautés qui partagent leur culture, héritières d'une tradition narrative qu'elles perpétuent. Qui vous invitent à vivre des expériences grâce auxquelles vous renouerez avec la terre, avec la spiritualité. Prenez part à la danse, au roulement des tambours et ressentez la planète palpiter. Un son que vous n'oublierez jamais.
Veuillez accueillir le Premier ministre de la Nouvelle-Écosse. Please welcome the Premier of Nova Scotia, the Honourable Tim Houston.
Well, thank you. Welcome, Jalase. What a great night. We're so happy to have you here on behalf of Carlo McFarlane, the Minister of Ill-New Affairs, and the province. As Premier, I want to tell you how excited we are to host each of you here in our beautiful province for these incredible games. It's going to be a fantastic week. Welcome. This has been a long time coming. I know the host committee has been working on this for a number of years, and we are so glad that it is finally here. We are so glad that you are finally here. The Grand Chief, love the Grand Chief, he's such a great guy, talked about the importance of language. In our province here in Nova Scotia, I was so proud when we passed legislation to proclaim Mi'kmaq as the first language of Nova Scotia. Big deal. And I was so proud to be with our Mi'kmaq chiefs in Cape Breton when we signed a proclamation together with Minister McFarlane and myself to uphold that legislation as Mi'kmaq is the first language of Nova Scotia. So here we are today, 16 events, 5,000 athletes representing, yeah, give yourself applause. Coaches and staff from over 750 Indigenous nations. This is the biggest sporting event we have hosted in Atlantic Canada, and you're part of it. Well, We're excited. We're proud of each and every one of you. Every athlete, every coach, every community that has supported you to help you get here. We're all proud of you, and we will be cheering for you all week. And you'll forgive me if I cheer just a little bit louder for the athletes from our 13 Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq communities. Go Team Nova Scotia! Do your best. Have fun. This week you will make some friendships that will truly last a lifetime. Be proud of yourselves. Enjoy the experience. And when you leave and you go home to your communities, tell all your friends about how great Nova Scotia is and how they should come and visit us here, just like you did. Our whole province. Our whole province is behind you. I want to thank the thousands of people who have volunteered to make these games the success that it will be. They're giving up their time and energy to support you. Thank you to the volunteers. Thank you to the host committee, to all the partners, and to the North American Indigenous Games Council. Thank you for the opportunity to host it. I want to give a shout out to my friend, Mayor Mike Savage in the city of Halifax. You will have a great experience here in Nova Scotia. Have a fantastic week, everyone. Have a great time. Thank you.
Et maintenant, veuillez accueillir, please welcome, President of the Mi'kmaq Sport Council, Chief Norman Bernard.
Good evening, everyone. Jalasi to Mi'kma'ki, traditional territory of the Mi'kmaq Nation. Welcome to our traditional gathering, place which we call Mawiomi. Jalasi, wala Mawiomi. My name is Norman Bernard, and I am the chief of Wamuka First Nation and the president of the Mi'kmaq Sports Council of the Assembly of Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq Chiefs. It is an honor to be here today to celebrate the official opening of the 2023 North American Indigenous Games. These games bring Indigenous youths, parents, and elders together from across Turtle Island. Over 750 Indigenous nations are here with us today to celebrate, share, and reconnect through the power of sport and culture. My main message is for the athletes. You have come to participate in a unique multi-sport and cultural event. It will be an experience that you'll never forget. I want to congratulate you, all the athletes, for making it to these games. You've come this far. Now play hard, play fair, and most importantly, have fun. Each time you step onto the field, court, or arena, remember who you are, where you come from, and who you represent, your family, your community, and your nation. Remember to be respectful of your coaches, your teammates, and volunteers, and game organizers, but especially to the other competitors. Hold up your nation and make them proud. Traditionally, we would have come here by canoe, which is reflected in our logo for this year's North American Indigenous Games. It seems like just yesterday we were in Montreal preparing for our final bid presentation to achieve this goal of hosting NAIG. Bid committee members, including Halifax Mayor Mike Savage and I, made every possible effort to bring this game to Jabuktuk. Mayor Savage and I even danced the Gojua, a traditional Mi'kmaq dance, to show how ready we were to perform. I would like to acknowledge the parents, guardians, and grandparents for supporting their children. Years after these games are played, they will likely continue to benefit from your support and efforts to see them succeed and experience playing on an international level. There is no doubt that sport and culture are linked to our past, present, and future. To my fellow chiefs in Nova Scotia, Walalio for recognizing and acknowledging the value and importance of these games. Thank you, Tex Marshall, the NAIG Board, and to all volunteers for your time and commitment in making this major event possible. I also want to thank all levels of government for funding these games, and special appreciation to Mayor Mike Savage for his support and believing in these games. As we continue with today's opening ceremonies and throughout the events, I ask everyone to take time to learn more about each culture. Here in Mi'kma'ki, our culture, language, traditional ceremonies, and games are alive and strong. I am very excited to tell you a new competition was added to the itinerary for this year's game. For the first time, the NAIG Games will include the traditional Mi'kmaq game of Waltz. The winner will be crowned the first ever world Mi'kmaq Waltz champion. I want to thank our organizing committee for having this vision to create this new championship for our people, with a game that has been an important part of our history. I know the spirits of our ancestors will be watching over us while we're Waltz players during the competition for the world title. In closing, I just want to say that a shared vision by many people can move mountains. By working together, nothing is impossible. Once again, congratulations to all athletes, coaches, and committee members. We hope you enjoy your stay in Mi'kma'ki as much as we enjoyed having you here. Walalio, and thank you.
Alors que nous célébrons ensemble la musique et la culture, veuillez accueillir, please welcome, Dee Austin.
What's up, North American Indigenous Games? Get your flashlights out right now. Come on. Keep looking for perfection, but you never find it. Trapped in a perfect cell like you yourself designed it. Look around, breaking out, it's not that hard to do, yeah. Look for the imperfections. I love the way you show your tongue a little when you smile. I love the way you wear your hand-me-downs in style. Oh, look around, look at me, I got my glitches too, yeah. I love the imperfections in you. Natural, natural, born original. Natural, natural, born original. When I am weary, you're the one who keeps me going. When I get anxious, you show up and reassure. And light me up, light me up, light me up and get me glowing. It'd be so dark without you. Natural, natural, born original. Natural, natural, born original. Gonna ever change, be everything you are, yeah. Natural, natural, born original. Clap along.
Experience a celebration of Indigenous spirit at the Cultural Village, presented by the 2023 North American Indigenous Games. Discover over 40 performances, 50 artisans, and cultural demonstrations across 8 days, all open to the public on the Halifax Common. Visit NAIG2023.com to view the schedule. Upchalasi, we're saving you a seat.
Welcome to the home of the original. ITAC is proud to be a presenting sponsor for the North American Indigenous Games. From dog sledding in Churchill to grizzly bear viewing in BC to Northern Lights viewing in the Northwest Territories. There are so many unique, authentic Indigenous tourism experiences in this vast country. On behalf of the Indigenous tourism industry, good luck to all the Indigenous athletes from across the country and enjoy the Games.
Tous les êtres vivants sur Terre ont un esprit. Tous les aspects de la vie sont liés les uns les autres. Il est temps de se réconforter. Il est temps de renouer. Il est temps de prendre place à notre table. Pour les Jeux autochtones de l'Amérique du Nord, la célébration arrive en Nouvelle-Écosse, où nos cœurs sont grands, nos bras sont ouverts et nos esprits sont forts. Le sport et la culture nous permettent de montrer le potentiel collectif de notre corps, de notre esprit, de nos pensées et de notre peuple. Joignez-vous à plus de 5000 jeunes athlètes de plus de 750 nations autochtones de l'île de la Tortue alors qu'ils se réunissent pour apprendre, partager et grandir. Les Jeux autochtones de l'Amérique du Nord de 2023 accueillent tous et chacun. Laissez votre esprit jouer. Djilasi, nous vous réservons une place.
The Indigenous tourism industry is thriving from coast to coast to coast, and there are opportunities to work with us. All ages, Indigenous and non-Indigenous, are welcome to help expand Indigenous tourism across Canada. The possibilities are as rich and diverse as the cultures we are sharing with pride. From museums to restaurants, hotels to picturesque adventures, and more. Competitive wages and enriching experiences await. Join Indigenous Tourism Team Canada and find your career today.
We are here to see our Mi'kmaq past.
How the Mi'kmaq people lived.
How they got their food and resources. It's like what we had to do to survive.
The Dugalunk, the way of life.
They were innovative and creative.
So that's why I decided to take Mi'kmaq class. I hope to pass it on.
Mi'kmaq culture is awesome.
More people should learn about it.
And now we welcome the flag of the North American Indigenous Games, celebrating the spirit strong, brave, and true. Nous accueillons maintenant le drapeau des Jeux autochtones de l'Amérique du Nord, qui célèbre l'esprit fort, courageux et vrai. The flag will now be shared with NAIG Council President Shannon Dunfield, Rob Newman, Aboriginal Sports Circle President, Ralliement National des Métis National Council President Cassidy Caron, USA Representative for the North American Indigenous Games Council, Region 2, Jean Dixon, and Chair of the 2023 NAIG Board of Directors, Fiona Kirkpatrick Parsons. Pendant que nous accueillons le drapeau, as we welcome the flag, here again is Galolin Johnson with her original song, We Shall Remain.
When I'm alone, I close my eyes and dream about a world gone by. Time stood still from sea to sea, between red earth and blue sky. Eagles soar from mountains high, on guard for whales and men, deer and buffalo, sons and daughters hand in hand, in peaceful harmony, one with the land. A world no more, a world unknown, a world no longer mine. Black snakes crisscross this land, destroying prairies wide and forests green. My arms are open wide, yet my heart bleeds in this new reality. I hear your voice in the crash of the waves, and the call of the wild in the wind and the rain. I see your face in the clouds in the sky, the stars in the night, every sunrise. I feel your spirit in the children at play, the sick and the old, the young and untold. It wasn't taken away. We shall remain. Seasons change, years go by. What's to be? What remains? Every night I close my eyes and dream of you. In hearts and minds across this land, the truth remains with your memory. Get me dead image, our home and native land. I hear your voice in the crash of the waves, in the call of the wild, in the wind and the rain. I see your face in the clouds in the sky, the stars in the night, every sunrise. I feel your spirit in the children at play, the sick and the old, the young and untold. It wasn't taken away. We shall remain. I hear your voice in the crash of the waves, in the call of the wild, in the wind and the rain. I see your face in the clouds in the sky, the stars in the night, every sunrise. I feel your spirit in the children at play, the sick and the old, the young and untold. It wasn't taken away. We shall remain. Elalio.
Et maintenant, pour réciter le serment du sportif, au nom de tous les participants, to recite the athlete's oath on behalf of all the participants of the 2023 North American Indigenous Games, please welcome from Team Nova Scotia, Cole Stevens, softball, and Mia Maloney, volleyball.
Uchid umsit don milidad eok, Elweed Masi, Gochgarun, North American Indigenous Gamesel. Ak minahaj, milasin, minahaj Wayne, Aksas Yewin, Dilol Timquil.
In the name of all athletes, I pledge to embrace the North American Indigenous Games in the spirit of fair play, sportsmanship, and cultural exchange.
Partridge Island is a place that the Creator had left us gifts. But our ancestors have picked this stuff up and made tools. You've got agates for flint knapping, quartzites for starting fires, red ochre for the dyeing process, and even tattooing, paint, medicine, and food. Every material that we needed in order to survive was created right here. That's why it's called Wazok. It's heaven. Heaven on earth.
Veuillez accueillir le maire de Halifax to bring greetings on behalf of the city of Halifax. Please welcome Mayor Mike Savage.
Gwe, Jalazi, bonjour à tous, welcome. It is such a pleasure to welcome you. I have a question for the athletes. Are you excited to be here for the North American Indigenous Games 2023? Yeah! Because we're excited to have you. On May the 2nd, 2018, some of us gathered in Montreal, Tex Marshall, Chief Norman, the Grand Captain, and a whole team of people from Nova Scotia and Halifax. We met in Montreal to bid on these games. It was exactly 1,900 days ago that we made this bid. 1,900 days ago. I remember the 1 year out celebration we had. It turned out to be a 4 year out presentation that we had. But when we gathered in Montreal to bid on these games against two other great cities, Victoria and Ottawa, we had a theme. Our theme was, we are Mi'kmaq. We are family, and we are ready to host the NAIG Games. And that night, as I was leaving, as I was on the plane home to Halifax from Montreal, I broke every law there is, and I checked my phone, and I found out that we won the games. And I was never so proud to be the mayor of Halifax as I was that day. And I was never so proud to be part of a strong team from across our municipality and our province. Recommendations 87 to 91 of Justice Sinclair's Truth and Reconciliation Report speak to Indigenous sport, and they specifically mention the North American Indigenous Games. Here in Halifax, our journey toward reconciliation is part of why we're here today. And I want you to know that we honor the peace and the friendship treaties that started in 1725 in this territory. I am so proud of the progress our city has made with my friends, chiefs and elders and members of the Mi'kmaq community, but I am very conscious of the fact that we have a long way to go. But this is part of that journey. You are part of that journey with us, and we will build a better community together. While you're here, you're going to be working hard at the games, but have a little opportunity to get around and see Halifax, to see Jabuktuk. If you get a moment, go to the south end of the city and go to a park where an old statue used to stand, but that statue is gone, and that park is now called Peace and Friendship Park. And it is an important statement about us as a city. And get to know some of these great Mi'kmaq leaders. And if you get a moment, learn about Dr. Danny Paul, who died in June of this year and was a great proponent of truth and reconciliation. And I miss him. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the committee. We got 4,000 volunteers here to help you guys out. That's almost 1-to-1. I want to thank everybody who kept the faith. I want to thank everybody who kept the faith over 2,000 days. I couldn't have been prouder to be mayor then, but I am prouder today because we're hosting you. This is Jabuktuk. We are in Mi'kmaq. We are family, and this is the 2023 North American Indigenous Games. Thank you very much. Merci à tous. Woloviak.
Et maintenant, veuillez accueillir, please welcome, Jordy Marshall.
Gwe. I am Jordy Marshall. I am from the Bear Clan in Eskazoni First Nation. And I am Two-Spirit. I will be singing the Strong Woman song for all of you tonight. The story of this song was shared to me by my elder Jane Meter. And she asked me that I would share the story of the origins of this song when I sing this, whenever I would sing this. This song was created by a group of Anishinaabe women who were incarcerated, and they were in solitary confinement in a prison for women in Kingston, Ontario in the 1970s. Many of these women have lost their lives, and in a form of survival, and so that nobody will feel alone, they created this song together. So I dedicate this song to all our strong Indigenous women here with us tonight. And for our sisters in the spirit world, Walalio. Daho, Walalio, Umsit Norma.
Et maintenant, veuillez accueillir le président de la Société d'accueil, Tex Marshall. Please welcome the president of the 2023 NAIG Host Society, Tex Marshall.
Dalia. Oh, I'm sorry, let me translate that. What's up? My friends, for the first time in my life, I'm speechless. But let's get a go at this. At one point, my beautiful wife Janine had asked my late mother, at what age did Tex start talking? And she proudly told him, he started talking at 6 months old, and he hasn't shut up since. So I want to acknowledge my parents. Firstly, my father, for teaching me about how important our language and culture is. And secondly, my mom, who taught me the importance of family and our relations. And my friends, that are the pillars, those are the pillars, and that is the stronghold of us as Indigenous people, those four elements. So I've been asked many times about these NAIG games happening, or NAIG happening in Jubuktuk, and I've been asked, why do I do this? And when did it all start? So I'll get to the why in a minute, but it all started back in the early 1990s, I guess. And as a young man, yeah, I was young once, come on now. I mean, we were at an Indigenous sport leaders meeting in Tsuut'ina First Nation in Alberta. And people from across the country came together to talk about Aboriginal sport, Indigenous sport. And it was at that meeting, around 1995, that I stood up and boldly stated, we want to host NAIG in Halifax. I honestly didn't think it was going to take us 28 years to get here, but we're here. So it all started then. And for me, I'm about opportunities. And there's a little saying that I have that belongs to me. If you ever receive an email from me, at the bottom of my emails, it says, there is tremendous potential among Mi'kmaq youth. However, potential remains dormant without opportunities. And I firmly believe in that statement. So, over 30 years, having the games here in Jubuktuk has been a dream of mine. And it's hard to describe the magnitude of the dream. So, I can relate it to the first time I actually went to Florida in Disney World. And I was told that that place is magical. But being here tonight with all these athletes and teams, with all due respect to the late Walt Disney, today, my friends, Halifax is the most magical place on earth. So this dream that I have, it's now time for me to pass on that dream to the athletes here. Take this dream, nurture it, use it, and realize that you're making memories that will last a lifetime. We have a term as Mi'kmaq people, and it's quite simply called geskumzit, which loosely translates to performing above your capabilities in a spiritual sense. So what I would say to you is you do not need to perform above your capabilities. All you need to do is strive for your best. And please remember, when you take this dream, it now belongs to you, but always remember who you represent. As Chief Norman stated earlier, you are here to represent your family, your community, and your nation. You'll do them proud by acting with honor, respect, truth, and all the 7 sacred teachings. Never underestimate the power of sport and how it can change and save lives, because it saved my life. But with that power comes responsibility. And always remember, athletes, for every one of you, there is someone out there that looks up to you. Do not disappoint them. So that burning question, why did I do it? Well, it's very simple in the answer. I did it all for you. I have to acknowledge our staff for NAIG 2023 and our CEO, in particular, Brendan Smithson. Who is an amazing leader. And someone asked me the other day, well, what is Brendan to you? I said, well, Brendan's a Lone Ranger. And I'm Tonto, of course. Well, with that, I would say, I look forward to seeing you compete this week. And like I said, do not underestimate the power of sport. Mr. Nogama, all my relations.
Welcome to Mi'kma'ki, and let the games begin.
Jalasi.
And welcome to Mi'kma'ki,
To the North American
Indigenous Games.
Veuillez accueillir l'aînée Mi'kmaq et gardienne du savoir. Please welcome Mi'kmaq Elder and Knowledge Keeper Jane Meter and Mi'kmaq Elders Dorian Bernard, Marilyn Francis, and Malian Nicholas.
Way, greetings from our hearts to yours. Tonight we're talking about water and blessing of the water. And behind me, the women, the grandmothers, are pouring water into a large copper bowl. The water has been collected from the 13 Mi'kmaq communities in Nova Scotia and in Jibuktuk. What we're going to do is we're going to pray over that water, and then we're going to take it to the public gardens and finish a ceremony there and return it back to the earth after we have blessed it. But what I'm here to talk about is the importance of water to people, to us, to Mi'kmaq people. For us, we have 5 types of water that we acknowledge. The first one is the salt water of the oceans. With that, we get our fish, our livelihood. We use it to move to other communities, to other indigenous communities around the oceans, like Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland. We also use it to get our medicines. And then there's the second water that we honor is the fresh water that we drink, that we wash with, that we cook with. The third water is the water from the heavens, the precipitation, the rain, the hail, the sleet, the snow that comes down to us to cleanse the earth. The fourth water that we honor is the sweet water of the trees, the maple water and the birch water. And there are 7 other saps that we use in the spring in our sweat lodges to cleanse our bodies that come from the trees. And the final water that we use and that we honor is the water of the body, in particular, the amniotic fluid that we've all come from, where you grew in your mother's womb, where you began life, and where that water took care of you, and that water came forth, and then you came through that water in the birth to come to this earth. So as we pray over this water, my daughter will sing a song to thank Creator for all that we have received and all that we are given. And I want you to remember, honor that water, respect that water. Take care of it in your own communities, because water is life, and without that water, we cease to exist. Thank you, miigwech and yawa.
Weha, 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 yo.
We now welcome the Mi'kmaq Canoe, symbolizing our journey to these games. En tant que dernière étape du relais en canoë, nous rassemblons les eaux pour ouvrir les Jeux. Celebrating First Nations, Inuit and Métis peoples, all moving together in a forward motion. Nous souhaitons la bienvenue à Emma Stevens pour interpréter sa chanson originale I Want to Rise.
I dream at night of the city lights, the sights and the sounds and the feel of the wind in my hair, the open road, and the stars in the sky as my way. From the hills to the shore of this little town, my heart aches for what could be. So close, yet so far away to me. And I can't wait for all the world to see. I wanna rise, I wanna fly, spread my wings, leave the ground and touch the sky. I wanna walk this path, this winding road with you. I wanna rise like an eagle in flight, out of the dark, take back the night. Bring your voice into the light. I wanna ride. These are the days that hearts can break, and this is the time and the place. I don't know what to think, what to say, how to feel, what is real and what is fake. Can you hear me scream? Can you hear me roar? Can you see me? I'm right here, with my heart on my sleeve and my hands in the air. And I can't wait to meet you when I'm there. I wanna rise, I wanna fly, spread my wings, leave the ground and touch the sky. I wanna walk this path, this winding road with you. I wanna rise like an eagle in flight, out of the dark, take back the night, bring your voice into the light. I wanna rise. Two rays of light shine bright in the night for all the world to see. From the stars in the sky to the clouds above, to the depths of the deep blue sea. Can you feel my breath on the wind tonight? Can you hear my voice in the air? Wherever you go, I'll be there. I wanna rise, the ground and touch the sky. I wanna walk this path, this winding road with you. I wanna rise like an eagle in flight, out of the dark, take back the night, and bring your voice into the light. I wanna rise, I wanna fly, spread my wings, leave the ground and touch the sky. I wanna walk this path, this winding road with you. I wanna rise like an eagle in flight, out of the dark, take back the night, bring your voice into the light, spread my wings and take flight. I wanna rise.
Let the games begin. Please welcome Devin Paul with We Are the Love.
We are the love.
Yo, North American Indigenous Games, how y'all doing tonight?
One voice singing.
Everybody put your hands up. If you got a cell phone, turn that light on, put that nice and high.
Through one heart.
All right. There we go. Once again, North American Indigenous Games, how y'all doing tonight? There we go, there we go. This is real special for y'all. We got one chance, guys. We got one heart, one love. Let's show everyone, man. Let's show it all. Yo. Let's bring us back to a world we be happy to see. A place we call home without war in the streets. A soul born free, even in moments of defeat. All we need is a moment of peace, a moment to breathe. True love and compassion, turn the lights on again. Where color don't matter inside of the audience. Everyone rejoice in the room. We're applauding and emotions run deep. If we all have a song to sing, we are the kids, we are the world, the next leaders. We are the mothers and fathers, we are the brothers and sisters. In this thing we call life, we're surrounded by fitness. Right now, will anyone miss us? We need questions, politicians, when these times get heated. Lyrics spread across the land where the people been seated. In these dark days, all we need is a reason to believe in ourselves and one another, cause these days can change like the seasons.
We are the love.
North American Indigenous Games.
The spark. One voice singing in the dark.
Come on.
We are the light shining through one heart.
One love.
Me and you.
It seems like the same story repeating again. Inland, overseas, all we need is a friend. Maybe even a helping hand to land bless. No stress, time is the real test. For generations we've been wanting out of this mess. Set up for less, it's time to stand up now and keep our voices strong. If you can teach a kid, then adults can get along. Top of this world together. Hive forever. Each other. Together. Yeah. When I say North, y'all say American. North. When I say Indigenous, y'all say Games. Indigenous.
We are the love. We are the spark. One voice singing in the dark. We are the light shining through one heart. Me and you.
When I clap, clap along with me, guys. Ready?
We are the love, we are the spark. One voice singing in the dark.
Come on!
We are
North American Indigenous Games. I know y'all can do better than that. Come on!
Heart, me and you.
Yeah! One heart, one love, one life, one choice. We got one chance to make everything right, guys. We got one chance. We only here for a good time. Love yourself. Most importantly, love everyone around you.
We are the love.
One love. One light.
One voice.
One voice.
In the dark. We are the light shining through one heart.
Me and you. Walalio.
Merci d'avoir été des nôtres ce soir. Thank you for joining us for the opening ceremony of the 2023 North American Indigenous Games. Miigwech, bonsoir, good night.
until we call your buses. Please remain in your seats until we call your buses. All athletes will be called to the floor.